Hello, I'm Yogi Stillness, and thank you for joining us. I'll be your guide in today's meditation. Today we'll explore how to build self-awareness that can keep us calm when under stress. To begin, let's take a seat on the floor, a cushion, or in a chair. And when you're ready, allow your eyes to gently close. Let's take 3 deep breaths together now. Begin with a slow inhale and hold it in. And now a long, full exhale. Take another deep breath in and pause. And another long exhale. One last inhale and hold. And a longer, deeper exhale, letting go as much of the breath as you can. Continue with your awareness on the breath. Watch your inhale and your exhale, observing the moment that each breath begins and ends. Watch all the sensations connected with your breath, from the flow of your breath over your upper lip to the feeling of your belly rising and falling. Notice your breath through as many senses as you can. Visualize it in your body. Feel it physically, and even smell the air as it enters your nose. Think of all of these different senses connecting your mind to your breath. Each one of your active senses connects directly to your mind, where your senses interact with your memory, imagination, emotions, likes, and dislikes. Think about your mind at the center of this activity, as your experience of your breath interacts with your mind. Attempt to witness your mind as the intersection of all of this activity. At any point, you can check in with your breath again as an anchor. Continue watching your mind at the center of your senses, thoughts, and feelings for a few minutes in silence. If the mind is disconnected from the breath, find it once again. Watch yourself watching the breath. See the different sensations, thoughts, and feelings swirling around the mind. See if you can direct your awareness to the breath and watch how the mind behaves as you watch yourself breathe. As you attempt to watch the mind, notice how different thoughts will distract you. The mind is difficult to concentrate on because it is very subtle. Every thought and feeling is part of our inner process of the mind. The more carefully we watch them, the more we see the mind from which they all arise. Continue contemplating the mind for a few minutes in silence. If your mind has wandered away from observing the breath, release any thoughts with which you have become distracted. Once more, bring the breath to the front of your thoughts. The mind is a difficult thing to perceive. Attempting to do so can be like trying to hold a wriggling fish in your hands. The more tightly you try to contain it, the greater the odds it will fly out of your hands. Often, our minds react so strongly that we cannot control them, let alone get a hold of them. It requires a light but practiced hand to grasp the squirming fish, and it takes a practiced observer to grasp their mind as it kicks and fights to escape them. When we are new mindfulness practitioners and we sit down to watch our own minds, we may be easily thrown off by a million little different distractions. Just like a fish is slick on all sides, making it difficult to hold as it moves, no matter what angle from which we approach the mind, it is surrounded by thoughts that can draw us away. At any point, we may get caught up in a thought and lose contact with our mind itself as the source of those thoughts. The only way we can grow more skillful at grasping our minds as it thrashes about is to practice and try over and over again, even if it's awkward and difficult at first. When our minds escape our clutches, we can pick them up and try again. Over time, we can learn a few reliable places to get a grip, like our breath or any other technique we may find effective. Once we have practiced a technique that helps us to grasp our minds more easily, we can observe how our minds work, how our thoughts connect, and where our feelings are coming from at any given moment. It can give us a big picture of what is happening inside of ourselves, which is the essence of mindfulness, self-awareness. At first, this is a greater understanding of ourselves, but over time and with practice, it becomes greater control over ourselves. Then we can keep a grasp even when inundated with profound or uncomfortable thoughts and emotions. By practicing when our minds are relatively calm, we can slowly gain the skills we need when our minds are agitated. Then, when we are under stress, we can still find our breathing technique, visualization, or mindfulness practice that helps us get a hold of our minds and act with self-awareness. Return your senses to your body. And take one more deep breath in and hold the stillness for a moment. And let it out. Then allow your eyes to open. Thank you for showing up for yourself in this practice today. We are so grateful for the opportunity to support you in self-care and look forward to meeting here again tomorrow.